caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the caltrop.
Awesome. Good morning and welcome to the Brick Breakdown. I know that's the caltrop entrance. That is my nighttime show, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. if you're interested in nationwide politics and a whole bunch of other things. We don't just touch on politics. We were talking religion, race. I mean, we get into everything, all types of current events and I guess popular culture or not so popular culture. What are you going to do? But listen, welcome everybody to the Brick Breakdown. I am thrilled to bring this to you. We have our first candidate that's actually running. Now, the mayor has come on, but I've been, as you all have watched, I have invited everybody on this show at length, trying to get them on. And Madeline Colgiovanni Iannarone was the first one to come on and say, listen, I'm running. I want to talk to the people, directly to the people. I hope she sets a precedent on this because this is why I started the show. So I could have these people on to talk to you. Because I'm sick and tired of getting in these voting booths and have no idea who I'm actually voting for. I look at a bunch of names, then I go, okay, I guess I have to vote for R's, or I guess I have to vote for D's. That's how people think. And that's, to me, that's a very ignorant way of getting a government that doesn't do anything for you. And we see the results that we're getting all over town, right? So, and all over the county, really, for that. So, listen, guys, I really hope you appreciate this. The thing you could do for me is share this. I'm not asking you for money or any of that stuff. I want this out there. I want this bigger. All right, share this page. If you could share it, share with your friends, share the interview. Somehow you guys made us go viral last week. I would love to continue that. I thank you for it. I really appreciate you. And like I said, all you can do for us and Madeline and everybody else that's running is get this information out to the people of Brick. But let's not even waste any more time. Without further ado, let's bring on Madeline Colgiovanni Iannarone. I obviously give you our special guest. I have with us mayor candidate Madeline Iannarone, Madeline Colgiovanni Iannarone. Now, I wasn't sure if it was Madeline Colgiovanni Iannarone because people get my last name. It's either Calderese or Calderese. Is it Iannarone or is it Iannarone?
It's Iannarone.
Iannarone.
Yeah.
All right. Now you family from Brick, right? So tell me about, for everyone that doesn't know you and me. So like, I know you through different things. It's obviously seen you at planning board meetings and, different events everyone knows your family, but tell me about your background in Brick really quick. Who are you?
So, I live in Brick all my life, raised my children in Brick. I was raised by two beautiful people, my mom and my dad. Dad died very young. Mom raised 5 of us children on her own. And then from there, my mom, being alone, started to volunteer in the town. And when we were younger, we all had to help with the volunteering because Brick people were all very, very, very close. They had the fairs and everything. We didn't have a hospital in Brick. So what they decided to do is we were going to build a hospital in Brick. So we had to fundraise for it. So all 5 of his children had to wear pins that said, "Don't get sick in Brick." And we would have to work out at all the events. They had hospital balls and everything. finally raised the money to do a brick hospital of 124 beds, which is now Ocean Medical Center. It's actually Ocean Medical University. So very proud, but that's where I learned how to become a volunteer. My mom always felt, and so did my dad, you give back to your town. You don't take for granted and just keep taking, you give back. So that's what I did. I went to school in Osborneville and went all the way up through Brick High School, graduated Brick High School. Got married, had 4 children.
Did you get a varsity jacket and still wear it? The one thing I love about Brick is they still, all the football players, you know who I'm talking about, you all wear your varsity jackets. Do you still wear your varsity jacket if you go?
I did not.
Right.
I was a statistician for soccer, went to the basketball games, soccer games, football games. My hockey, we were a very big hockey family. But no, never got a jacket.
And they all still fit these guys. It's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it?
I think they keep buying them.
Is that what it is? Because some of them look pretty old, man. I like seeing the old ones with the old numbers and the old stuff.
The letters.
It's great though. But you saw that brick tradition like early on, right? Even before I don't think I remember Brick without a hospital there. That's an interesting perspective, right? So do you see the same brick pride today that you did back then?
I do. With the brick people that have lived here all their life, they still have that pride. They work very hard at keeping brick. I mean, you see some of the kids that played hockey when they were younger are now teaching hockey. Some of the kids that played football are now coaching football. So there is pride still here. It's, there is definitely.
So I say it all the time, and I truly believe this, especially being a guy just that has gone to college in different states and things like that. If you grew up here, I think you could make it anywhere. I think you could be successful anywhere in the world just because of how we were raised, how competitive it is here in sports. We have some of the best athletes. We have some of the smartest people. I mean, this area has really produced some of the world's best. I'm not afraid to say it. So yeah, I think there is a lot of pride in this town. And I think that's one of the reasons, correct me if I'm wrong, but in previous conversations, that's one of the reasons why you're running for mayor, right?
It's totally one of the reasons why I'm running for mayor. I would like to do more for the people in Brick. I would like to give more to the people in Brick, and I would like to make sure we're safe now, but I would like to make sure we're very safe. There's a lot of different things that went on. I'd like to touch on that in a little bit because you told me you want to know what I do. Because some people don't know all the volunteerism that I do and what I have done through the years, which I think is very important to prove to you how I feel about Brick and what I think Brick needs and why I think I'm the right person to bring that back. So I'm going to read it to you because I'm crazy involved. Okay. So I was a PTA mom for 12 years.
Okay.
All through Drum Point Road School for all of my children. I ran events, did fundraising. Again, I wound up becoming a member of the Ocean Medical Association board, and I did chaperone things. I did events. We did sponsorships. So I did that for 10 years. After that, I became because it wasn't enough. I became a visitation CCD instructor, and I did that for 8 years. I was on the BMAC committee, which I'm still on. I'm the secretary right now. BMAC is very important. It's helping substance abuse and everything. So I've been on that for 14 years and actually got an award for being on that. I was a commissioner on the BTMUA. So if you think I don't know a lot about boards and a lot about the town, but that's just the beginning. Board of Adjustments, my love. You know that because you see me at all the meetings. For 8 years.
And you've seen me pulling my hair out a lot of these meetings going, man, this is some of the most ignorant stuff I've ever witnessed in my life. But go ahead, sorry.
And what's sad about that is people go to those meetings expecting to be heard and they're put down. And that
or
just
kicked out.
Or kicked out. And it's tragic because it's their neighborhood they're coming for. So that's why they're not coming, because they're afraid of being made a fool out of or being afraid of being yelled at. And that's sad because they're fighting for their development or the house that's being built next to them and so many things. And They just don't know that you're not allowed to do that to people who come to the meeting.
You know what the saddest thing that I see, honestly, is the no hope that people have for it. And it's not just Brick, it's Howell, it's, you know, Manchester. I had that one Manchester video. It's still going crazy that meeting's coming up. But the thing that you're seeing in the comments all over the place is, oh, this is already gone. That's already gone. Our town's already gone to crap. This is that, and that's that. And I find that to be very ineffective, right? So it's like, I think the Brick Breakdown, since I started it, I don't, you know, it's not me, it's everybody that's followed us and everybody that's come out and everybody that's done this. I think you've seen a lot of wins. I think we've seen a lot of positive development. I think airing things out and getting the light on them and shining light, you know, they say sunlight's the best disinfectant. I think we've had a lot of wins. And I think, you know, I don't know your platform, but what I'm hoping you're coming in to do is accentuate the wins. And you know, we obviously understand that Brick's going to evolve in some way, shape, or form, but I don't think it needs to evolve into areas that are not characteristic of what Brick is. Can we agree on that?
Exactly. And you know, it's so funny because I received a paper that said a Brick win for the board. And I looked at that paper and I went, do you know who was very influential with this? It was you. You kept putting on your site, come to this meeting, come to this meeting. It was for Drum Point Road. It was a big deal. And people were afraid of coming and not being heard or being berated. And we showed them that you have to come together as a group. This is your town. You have to tell them what you want.
You know what the best part
made that win. And the people who came to that meeting made that win. You know what I mean? It wasn't just you. It's you need to come and voice your opinion. I mean,
there was two women superstars, you know, one that organized, I mean, she organized it. All I did was microphone it. Right. And then you had another woman who was a mortgage broker who
she was
absolutely,
great.
I mean, you saw when she was speaking, you see it a lot of these boards. Another thing that really bothers me is people not looking at you while you're talking. When this woman was speaking, this board was like this.
Because they didn't know
locked in, focused, and every bit of information she gave was so relevant. But that's what I saw that night is Brick coming together and everyone using their own individual talents to add a little piece of the puzzle that we need to do to formulate. I'm going to give it a shameless plug, but I call my nighttime show the Caltrop. And a Caltrop, if you ever seen it, is an area defense weapon. It's like a big. Have you ever played the what's it called, where you have the ball and the little. They're little caltrops, right? But have you ever seen Saving Private Ryan? The big metal things on the beach? Those are caltrops. They're area defense weapons. I want everybody to be their own caltrop. And when you see that, you saw a whole bunch of different caltrops out there defending themselves in their own different way, and it all came together as a team. I think that's what we have to focus on. Like when I say Brick, that's what I view us as. Like we stick together in that regard, you know?
And it was beautiful because it was truly people who have lived here for years. And it was very funny for me to see some of the people that I knew there for years coming up and saying hi to me. How are you doing? You know, it was heartwarming, but it worked. And now we'll see what happens, you know? So I thought that's very important. I was also secretary for Brick TNR, Trap, Neuter, and Release program. When they first started that, it was for Sustainable New Jersey. But that committee, when we first started it, got rid of all of the feral cats. At one point over by the Housing Authority, there were over 150 cats over there. And Brick TNR trapped those cats, had them fixed, and let that colony die out. The reason for that was because a lot of those cats were sick. And there's a housing authority there where people could have gotten sick if one of those cats bit them. So, you know, it's a great little tool, you know, to get rid of the cats that weren't done. I also, one of my very exciting things is I was a coach for Brick Recreation Girls Softball. And I did that for 9 years. We won at the end. We were the team. And I still see some of those girls to this day that are in high school, just graduating and getting scholarships for that. So the sports and recreation is very important. It just has to be run properly. And it gives these girls all a home and a feeling of Brick Pride again. You're asking about Brick Pride. That comes when everybody's together. We had so much fun doing that. I did that. I actually went to start it up again this year. And I said, doing a little bit too much this year to start a T-ball. So maybe in a couple of years, I'll do T-ball again. But I loved doing that.
Sports is big, if you ask me. It's always been really big in this town.
Mhm.
I don't like seeing, the youth football going down as much like attendance wise as it is. But listen, there are, like I said, there are some changes. But sports to me is the way, no matter it is, like you said, softball or whatever. That's where everybody comes together.
Well,
there's nothing like a team.
Parents meet other parents
Yep.
too. That brings parents make friends. You know what I mean? That's the only time you get out. But kids today are doing so much. Everybody said they're sitting behind a TV watching. They're doing so much. They're on soccer. They're on field hockey. They're on this. They're on that. Mom has to go there. I feel sorry for the moms too. It's a little bit too much.
You know where I feel sorry for the moms? When it all ends.
Oh, yeah, because you have nobody. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, when it all ends. Like, when I remember looking at my wife and she said, I never thought not having a pair of baseball pants to wash was going to hurt this much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. And it's funny because now we come full circle. We get to do it again.
Yeah.
with the baby. So
that
Yep.
being said, that's funny.
Yep.
My son played baseball and I used to go to the little league field and I would be in the back where his, where he was outfield. And I would say to him, Gabe, move over more. And his coach would say, don't listen to your mother. Don't even look at her. Get away from there. Because I go, no, that kid hits to the left. Because I would watch the game and know what that kid was going to do. It was I'm next guy at stats there. That was a lot of fun. So I was thrown out of the game.
Okay. I have definitely got thrown out of a little league game coaching. When I kind of asked for it though too. So it was great. I mean, if you live in Brick and you've coached and you haven't gotten thrown out of a game, I mean, are you really coaching? I don't know. I don't know if you are.
Or you're competitive? I'm competitive, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Madeline, so you're telling me you've held a lot of different roles in Brick, right? Some people try to use that against you, like, were you part of all the bad things that took place, being in all these roles? So, what do you think of that? Because that's what the Democrats are going to come out and say.
So I don't know what bad things you're talking about. I mean, you're talking about in recreation, or you're talking about what?
So what I mean, like some of the housing stuff, some of the overdevelopment, right?
Oh no, I'm not involved in that.
So when you look at that and you spend some time on the Board of Adjustments, I can imagine them saying,
I'm going to stop you.
Yeah, stop me.
When I was on Board of Adjustments, you want to put a third story on your house. I wanted to know why. You wanted to put a basement in your house. I wanted to know, is there a bathroom going down there? Is there a bathroom going up there? No, that just doesn't fit. We're saying no. We said no. I don't understand why they can't say no today. It's just no.
It definitely seems like the last 4 years, 5 years, the amount of yeses to everything, especially storage facilities. How many more storage facilities do we need in Brick? And can I ask you, it seems like they're going everywhere. I didn't know our population was increasing that much that we needed a storage facility that looks like it could house if everybody in MetLife Stadium's gear and more, right? I mean, this thing's like 9 stories tall. I've never seen a storage facility so big, and apparently they're all over the place. It's amazing. It's amazing to me.
Well, the storage facilities don't bother me as much as a house that just does not fit there. But you're going to come. You're going to ask for a variance. You're going to expect to get that variance, and you knew you purchased that lot. It was an undersized lot. But yet you still want that house there. Well, no. Why did you purchase that house? Why did you purchase that lot and expect to put this humongous house there?
Or issues that we see all over town, right? So, for example, the lot that they're going to be discussing on Wednesday, 100, it's Huppert Drive LLC.
Right.
It was originally a 3-division housing division. When they went to the planning board, it was, we're going to knock these things down, and we're going to build 3 houses.
Yeah.
They gave the plan for 3 houses. This is exactly what we're going to do, 3 houses. I swear to you. No. That's all we're doing. And we don't need variances or anything like that because we're only doing 3 houses. 2 houses get built. Now all of a sudden, you know what? We don't want that 3rd house anymore. What we really, really, really want is an apartment with a building next to it. And an office space next to it. And now we need less. I know we're not going to have as many parking spaces as it demands, but don't worry, because whoever we're going to move in is not going to occupy all those parking spaces. They're not possibly going to do business to the point where it overflows. But just trust us, because we mean what we say this time, not when we told you that we only wanted to build 3 houses now. And by the way, we need 3 different variances for this property to make it work.
So,
yes, no problem, sir. Go ahead and do it. And that's what we see, right?
so when they subdivided it, they sure as hell knew what they were putting there.
Yes.
And they should have made it so that it would fit. This is the new village zone. And the new village zone, because it's on Drum Point Road, doesn't mean that, yes, you should get a variance and you should be allowed to do it.
For anything.
If you're going to have an apartment upstairs and something else downstairs, whatever, I just looked at the plan very quickly. If they decide to do that, it doesn't always work. You need that third house. That's what you came in with, that third house.
You also look at Drum Point Road, and you look at roads all over town. The traffic has gone crazy. And my biggest concern with my road that I drive in on every single day, Drum Point Road and Sky Manor, it's the lots down this road. People don't realize they're very big.
Yes.
So if you start allowing businesses on the bottom, residents on top, there are many lots up and down this. You start buying 2 lots at a time. You could put these things all up and down the road. And then what happens? Do we have the room to stretch this road out to make it 2 lanes? Because right now it is backed up to the curve, almost sometimes to Mike's Pizza. It's
Right.
when you look at this, the traffic, you cannot handle it anymore. The building has gotten to the point where it's absurd. You had people at the council meeting all the time talking about the accidents, the red light runners, and red light cameras and the whole 9 yards. It's almost like people are clamoring for them anymore. The red light cameras.
It's sad. Yeah, it almost sounds
It's
like
almost
you
like
don't like
now
them.
something's got to happen with these roads. Bring the red light cameras back.
And you don't like the red light.
No,
cameras.
I see Mr. Acropolis twice a year, and he listen. I don't agree with him with the red light cameras, but he had a very good reason on why he installed them. At least it was well thought out. I may not agree with what you thought out, but at least it was well thought out. And right now, I can't stand your red light cameras. That's why I start getting on them and stuff. But no, but they are Mario Kart tracks.
They are.
We are driving around on Mario Kart tracks. I'm ready for bananas and shells to start flying out of cars. I mean, that's really where we're at. A guy came by. I was making a left right where Jersey Farms is, and a dude came and crossed in front of me from the right lane, just flying, cutting people off. The roads have gotten unbelievable. And I just, I see things like that happening. It seems like everyone has another car. And, we talk about the planning board. It's ignorant things like this when you really sit down in these planning board meetings. And this is what I'm hoping that you're looking at and trying to fix.
I am.
Because for example, we used to have houses like mine. Then all of a sudden Sandy hit or whatever, and they let a lot of people build zones that were only zoned for 5 bedrooms or 6 bedrooms. I think it were 5 bedrooms. Now had 7, 8, 9 bedroom houses. And then they let a whole entire street do that. Then what happens, because we don't have the forethought to think, okay, if we let everybody do this, where's everybody going to park? So then certain times of the year, there's no parking on the streets. So then you have people coming back to the zoning board saying, hey, look, I need relief because there's no place to park on our street. So now I have to turn my whole front yard into a parking lot, into a driveway. And because we let people and we didn't have the foresight to stop things, say, no, you're not building 9 bedrooms. It's zoned for 6. If we just stick to our zoning laws that we put in place, and we don't make special exemptions in that we don't see down the road are going to cause major problems. And that's something I see throughout our government right now. Is that something that you're picking up as well? That we don't have the foresight to see the problems before they happen. We're reactive instead of proactive.
So our mayor signed the Sustainable Land Use Pledge.
Mm-hmm.
With that pledge, it basically would turn Brick into a city. They're building, you won't be able to park on the street. You'll have a parking garage. They want to build big structures. And they're also allowing other towns to make the decisions with us. That's a Brick problem. It's Brick's land. It should not be up to working with other towns. I have a real problem with that. And when I get in as mayor, what I would like to do is dissolve that committee and replace it with an overdevelopment prevention committee and have people from the town and really top of the line people to work with us on it. I mean, listen, also a new 10-year development plan. We really need to look at what's going to happen in this town. Our roads weren't made for this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you park one on one side, one on the other side. Nobody could get
You
through.
can't get through.
You have to wait for the other person.
Exactly. At intersections, how crazy is that? At dangerous like they're turning our roads more and more and more into dangerous intersections. And the sustainable land use pledge, that's something that's very interesting. I'll just read it out because you brought it up. The pledge, it says, signifies a municipality's dedication to thoughtful long-term planning that incorporates smart growth policies. It focuses on balancing development with environmental protection and community well-being. They say that, but then when you look into like what are smart growth policies, the smart growth policies include having everything within 15-minute walking distance,
Yes.
having multiple layers, building up instead of out.
Right.
When you start looking at those type of things, and then mind you, they're saying this while at the same time they're trying to take a farm in Cranberry and turn it into affordable housing.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, at the same time, they're saying we're getting lawsuits to put affordable housing even on our wetlands. This is what the state is telling us.
Yes.
This is why when you're mayor, you're going to, if you ask me, you have a lot of BS that's being thrown at you from New Jersey. Like, how do you think, from all your obvious experience that you just told me about, how do you think you're going to go about making that balance of doing what's right for Brick through the face of New Jersey?
Well, we're going to have to fight the government. We're going to have to, hopefully we'll have Jack Chittarelli in, and we'll have to work with him to make sure that we take care of our town. And we have to fight. We just can't say, okay, yes, we're going to do that. We're going to put committees together that are going to work in our town and also work with the legislators and everything else. We really have to let them know this is not that type of a town. There's towns that you can grow, and there are towns that can handle this. Brick can't. Brick just can't.
We're in a very, very interesting situation. And I actually had emails from people coming all over the place. But when you look at our roads, the potholes, the drainage, everything that's going on, it just seems like it's deteriorating fast. And it just seems like we're adding so much building that needs infrastructure, and we don't have the infrastructure that can handle it. I think I see that all over Ocean County. But because we're actually at like 23 minutes. This flies
I
by.
have so much more to tell
right?
you.
It flies by, so I might have to have you back on. But let's do this just really quick, if you want. One of the things that I want to know, and you did a great job of telling us your brick background. What are you running on? Why are you running? For mayor, and really, what are you really running on? You know what I'm saying?
I do. So I'm running because I love this town. I want to make changes that I think will better this town. I mean, not that this isn't a great town to live in. It's a great town. I want to live in this town the rest of my life. My children don't want to move. So I want to make sure that we take care of some of the things that haven't been taken care of, such as like the roads, such as the infrastructure is very important to me. Very, very, very important to me. The safety of our residents is very important to me. There's ways that I'm working on now. I have lists. I've been working with my team. There's things I want to bring back, such as the bus to go to the beach. I mean, I don't know if you ever took the bus
I
to
took the beach bus to the beach.
I mean, how much fun was that for the
Yeah.
kids? And Perry Albanese, who's one of my running mates, who's running for council again, he's on council now.
The beach
He
bus.
really wants the beach bus back.
Picking that up
you
at
know,
Mike's Pizza, man, getting back on it full of sand, soaking wet. That was fun.
and
Yeah.
Mom threw you out with a lunch, maybe
Yeah.
a couple of bucks, because there's always some place to eat, shower, and drink, and you're there because the lifeguards are going to watch you.
The lifeguard, and because we were in such a safe town that parents felt very comfortable putting their kids on a bus and saying, "Get out." I mean, listen, we never locked our doors. It does seem like we're locking them now. I don't know if it's perception or if it's reality, but it seems like we are. But I remember, it was get out and don't get back into. The streetlights are on.
That's right. That's right.
And good thing my neighborhood didn't have a lot of streetlights. It's a couple, one telephone pole, and like 5 ones down. It's a dark neighborhood, so it was good. Wow, we couldn't see the streetlights. It was only one of them, right? So okay, and so what do you think if you had to cherry pick one thing that's just at you, right? That do you think that is really getting the people of Brick irritated that you want to rectify? Like, what do you think?
I would love to fix the streets. It's dangerous. It's really dangerous. Walking through Greenbrier, I mean, Mayor Crate promised 2 years ago that was the first thing on her list. Well, it's 2 years and it hasn't been done. I walked there. Those poor people, that's all they're saying to me is it was promised. So our streets need to be fixed, but so do our streets in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood streets.
You just drove by my neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you hit the 3 or 4 bumps? I mean, the kids love it. The kids love riding around the neighborhood anymore because they're jumping some of them. But there are a couple cavities. I would love it if they were able to somehow make these companies fix these streets the right way, compact it when you're done. You don't have to do it every single night, but when you're done with the job and you're leaving, make sure you compact every foot, do it properly, do the job properly. So the people of the neighborhood are not tormented while they're waiting for you to come back and pave it again or waving to the town to pay for it. It's really upsetting.
But I want to tell you, it is not our public works guys. They are great
workers. They're the best.
They just don't have the proper tools to do it the right way. And they are trying their best. You know, there's a lot of little issues there.
There's a lot of big issues there. I was told the mechanics feel like they're bush mechanics on TV, you know, fixing things like they're in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness, you know, and they don't have the proper tools for things, and they're fixing stuff making stuff work that should have just been replaced. I'm hearing, the things. I put it this way, I didn't even put out everything I heard.
So to be perfectly honest,
I'm going to be perfectly honest
with you. I am the TW local president. Mm-hmm. And at this point right now, I don't want to say anything.
No, don't worry. I'll say enough. I said plenty.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to get hurt or anything. And the other thing is I wanted to tell you, I am also the president of the Board of Ed. Mm-hmm. Which I take a lot of pride in because we've done a lot. And you're asking me why I want to run, because I want to do more. I'm a giver. I'm not a taker. I tell the truth. I don't lie. If I do something wrong, I take the blame. If I do something right, I say thank you, because I know it wasn't just me that did it. It's always a group of people. It's all of us that do it. I don't like taking credit for things that are done because I might have said something about it, but I didn't do it. Yep. So I love this town, want to give back. And there's so much more I want to tell you, but I do want to throw one thing at you.
Fire away.
I am very, very proud of the Challenger Group. And the Challenger Group is a group that I run, which are disabled children. Everybody knows I have a Down syndrome daughter, Angelina. And all of those children are my family. Every one of them, I love them. They have my heart. We recently, and if I have a few seconds, so I have a few seconds because it's going to be, okay. So with the Challenger Group, we were in a teen center in the Civic Plaza. And we were told that we had to leave within a week, get all our stuff out and go, because the mayor wanted to open up the new teen center. So we were then thrown into the gym, which some of our stuff was still locked that we couldn't get to because they changed the locks and we couldn't get in there to get our stuff, such as like an air hockey game and a ping pong table or refrigerator, a lot of things. We had a grant for in there. Joanne Bergen will tell you we didn't, but we did. I have a copy of the signed grant that we were using the teen center. So I did go to them and ask them for another place because the children were distraught. And I did receive a building on the end, which the beautiful parents that I work with asked if they could name it with their children. And I said, absolutely. So they named it the Friendship Pub. And the kids go in there and they meet. It's just beautiful, beautiful. And this is all from me either purchasing things or my family or the parents. They've also started a beautiful garden. Their garden is just gorgeous. They run sunflowers and everything. It brings beauty to our civic center that is falling apart. I would just love for you to come and take a video of how bad that building looks. So that's why I'm running for Brick. I'm running for Brick because things need to be done, should be done. I don't wear rose glasses. I see what's wrong. I know when I make a mistake, and I'll take credit for it or blame, however you want to put it. And I think blame needs to start being accepted and apologize for.
Then that's not going to happen. I can tell you right now.
But as mayor, I would say I'm not great. I'm going to do the best for you, and I'm going to work my butt off to make Brick better. but I'll make mistakes and I want to be called out. I know you'll be one of the people to call me
Oh
out on it.
yeah.
And I'll
Listen,
say, oh,
I'm 100%
no.
going to be there. You're going to go from liking me to not liking me really quick. I know some in your party have definitely went from liking me to not liking. What the hell is this guy doing?
No, I like
You know?
criticism because that's how you fix.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes the world go round.
And Madeline, I got to tell you, I remember the Point Pleasant Challenger program. Seeing them for the first time when my son played, when he played football for Len Zdanowitz.
Oh yeah.
And watching that game, watching the talent on the field out of these kids was like, my eyes were open. And I have a very good friend of mine who works, with for the ARC program, and he also helps out. I think that's when this airs. I think that's the day that that Challenger program's happening again in Point Pleasant. It's like in the park in Point Pleasant.
The
football. Yeah,
yes,
Lester Glenn. If you can
yes.
check that out, that is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. That Challenger program is amazing. And we're at 32 minutes, but I'd like to keep you a little bit longer if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because I have just two questions for you, really fast. You brought up the Board of Ed. I just want to while I have you and it's on my mind, the one hit piece I've seen on you was that you raised our taxes, right? So it is interesting how the Brick Republican Party has been labeled the high tax party for a long time. Well, you haven't been in power for 10 years, but I digress on that. But you're being labeled and you're saying, well, you raised our taxes 5% for the schools, right? Do you want to address that at all?
Sure. And then I have another answer real quick after that.
But listen, I got all the time in the world. We can do this again.
We can split this into a couple of meetings.
We will, 100%. But I know we said we had about 30 minutes, but we could go 40. It's cool. Okay. Let's go. Let's do it.
So the taxes had to be raised. It was not by choice of us. It was lack of funding coming from the governor.
Which you guys lost $25 million in 5 years. Everybody has to realize that if you don't know that yet. Yes.
It was, we were told, there was no ifs, ands, and buts about it, that we had to raise taxes 9.9%. Mike Mesma and myself sat down and we had a meeting and we talked and we decided we were going to work as hard as we could to keep that down. So we went down to a certain percentage and we gave the percentage to the BA and he said, nope, they'll still raise our taxes. That's not good enough for them, because he went back to them. So we wound up raising the taxes. I think it was 5.25% opposed to the 9.9. And with that, we were able to save, not lose any teachers that weren't tenured or teachers that had left. We didn't refill their spots. We did not fire anyone. No one lost their job. We were able to keep the classes under 30 students.
Which is still a lot. I mean, like 25, over 20, I think is a lot.
Well, it was going to go up to 35.
Yeah, it's insane.
And we were able to, so then we had our meeting. We did the 5.25, and we took our vote. And I don't know if, one of our members said, well, I would rather go up to the 9.9. And I looked and I was like, I can't believe she's saying that. I live in this town and pay taxes too. Mm-hmm. I certainly want the teachers to have a job. I certainly want the classes smaller, but I'm going to tell you what they have done to us. We have 18 different languages in our school. 18. Some of them I've never even heard of. Okay. Mm-hmm. We've had to take on numerous students, like 900 of them right now. And we still had to teach them, which I totally agree with. I would never, ever not see a child get taught. Some of these childs in other countries never had any kind of education. It's beautiful when I go in the classrooms and I've read to them and spoke to them, how happy they are. Yes, we have to do that. But also we have to take care of the children of Brick, who are now, a teacher has to take out her phone and I don't even know some of these languages, look it up and understand what this poor child is trying to understand.
And not to mention that, I mean, when you look at our English language learning students, from what I'm understanding, it went from like 70 students 7 years ago, or even less than that, to over 730. And then one of the main problems is you put your number in for the previous year and what you think it's going to be, and then it's always more. Right. So, I mean, you get, from what I understand from different conversations, it's that's an unfunded liability as well. It's an unfunded mandate that we took in all these students. And from what I understand from Dr. Farrell, it's if a student is not reading by grade level, by grade 3, reading at grade level by grade 3, it costs 3 times the amount to educate that student as he goes on in school. So it's one of those things. So when you have students that you have to teach English to when they're already in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and they're not reading there, it's 4, 5, 6, 7 times the amount. And it's something that's coming out of our tax dollars. And last point on the schools, like Tom's River, they tried fighting back against the state and they just got destroyed. 14.6% increase, I believe it was, which worked out to be about $500 per citizen. This is what you guys are facing. Not to be on your side with this, like make it sound, but I know what the Brick School Board is facing throughout the entire thing. And when you look at the referendum that Tom's River put through years to fix their schools, 147 million, that was like $50 on the taxpayer. And then they had another increase, then this 14% increase. The regular Tom's River taxpayer is paying like $800 more than they paid 6-7 years ago. Yeah. We're going to be in the same boat. It feels like in Manchester. Look at Manchester. I know my family over there is $1,500 tax increases. Boom, right off the bat. This is stuff that we are really facing. And it seems like we're spending money on a lot of things like in a foolish way. I don't know if you agree.
Not
with
us. That. I have to say, not Brick.
No, well, sorry. Oh. So I didn't mean Brick. No. Overall, I think the town spending money in a foolish way. I think when you actually look at what Brick spends per student, I think it's what $16,000 per student, which is some of the lowest in the town. Yeah, I don't want to make it sound because the Brick School Board, I knew that in Dr. Farrell, I think you guys do a very good job. Yeah,
we really work great as a team. I have to say that.
I didn't mean to sound if it came off that way. No,
I
was thinking so overall. In my head, I had 47 take-home vehicles in my head. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to bring that up because that's a conversation for a different day.
That is.
But let's do this, Madeline. Any final thoughts? Just for this interview, because I know we didn't get to everything, right?
No.
So what you said you had something for me, or did you want to?
So I just wanted to let you know, for all the years that Mayor Crate has been either a councilwoman or a mayor, they're throwing numbers at me that we've raised taxes. She's raised taxes 17%, 17%, and she made all kinds of signs that 0% tax increase. Not so.
I actually found that nursery rhyme. I got to hand it to him. That was a brilliant piece of politicking back then. I don't know why I took that and threw it in my truck, but I was cleaning out my truck and opened up a secret compartment and found that. I was like, wow, I can't. And it came out at like the perfect time. I started the Brick Breakdown, and I mean that 0% over the top of her cartoon figure. That's an interesting one.
There's a lot more to that the next time I get together with you. Yeah. I've written many of notes about this. It's just that, they'll attack us for an increase, but they hide the fact that they did it. You know what I mean? And their increase should have gone to roads. Their increases should have gone to the different things that are going wrong in Brick. And they're not. I know where that money's going, and it boggles my mind that you can sit and look at your residents and tell them a story and make it so believable that these poor people believe it. And now, real soon, you'll be getting a survey again, like I said before, to fill out what do you want. Where are those pickleball courts that you wanted? Where is, all the
last survey? That was a survey, what, a year ago?
Have you seen them? I mean, I
haven't even. I've actually asked for the results of them, and they said they didn't have them. They didn't even have the results, and it was the third party that it went through, so they were tabulating the results. Yeah. So they haven't shown the results with anybody, and I've asked for them.
They did. I've seen them.
Okay.
And then, and another thing.
Why are you leaving me out of it? Here I am. I thought I was getting some views on these videos, and I'm being left in the cold of this information.
And the next thing I want people to know that's really it really irks me is when politics get involved and they put together a newspaper and they put in all these false accusations and things that they have done. They haven't done it. It was all through grants or people in the town that have done things like you know what I mean? And they take credit for it. That's terrible. It's just terrible.
I got to tell you, that newsletter bothered me.
Bothers me too.
It should have included. And I don't even want the credit for it, right?
It shouldn't have been in there.
So number one, the two names that had nothing to do with it were in it, and you should have had the people that actually organize it. I think that would have been a great opportunity to highlight the people of Brick doing something very positive for their town, not to try to write that and write yourselves into the narrative.
Right.
That kind of definitely bothered me. I don't like that stuff. And listen, the mayor's been very cordial to me. And she wasn't sitting in that chair, but when she was on, I treated her with all the respect that I'm
As
treating
you
you
should.
now. And it's going to get a little harder on you guys. I want it to be easy. I took it easy for the first two on you, but I'm hoping you come back.
I will.
Because she's denied me, and I'm hoping I could get Heather, and I hope I get everybody on. I'm hoping you're going to go back to your team and say, listen, guys, just sit down with this guy and talk, and it's a conversation. And it's a conversation I think everybody in Brick is going to appreciate, and they're going to like. So do me a favor, give me this one very fast. Give me any final words. I know I asked you before, but any final words, like why, if you want to say why they should vote for you, I guess. What would you say?
I am a true Brick person. I will take care of you. I will take responsibility for my faults. And to be perfectly honest with you, I will be transparent. So will my team. My team knows that we need to be transparent, knows that they have to work for Brick. You're not just up on a board to be on a board. We have to answer to you. And I'm sure we will.
Outstanding. Well, Matt, there you go, guys. That's what we have. And I get unmuted and everything is right. There you go. That is the interview with Madeline Cole Giovanni, Iannarone. I was actually going to have my son sitting up next to me, but he's out there. He's hungry. He's a 4-month-old little boy, and he's hungry. But I was going to have him sitting there because I do everything. We do everything for our families. We do everything for him, my wife, obviously my other children. I went through Brick schools. But the things that are happening now are going to determine his future. In 15 years, when he's in Brick High School, what is that high school going to look like? What is this town going to look like? Are you going to sit back, not pay attention, not figure out who to vote for properly by learning who they are, and just sit back and allow everything to be, turned into something that you didn't sign up for? Or are you going to get involved? So I think when you get involved, I'm seeing it happen all over the place. The more everyone gets involved, the more we're going to get the town that we want. And that's really the goal. I hope you guys appreciated this interview. I hope you do share it. Like I said, I always say finger my like button. Don't get gross with it. Just take your tip of your finger and touch the like button and just make it stick in your head a little bit better. Okay, what am I going to do? Smash the like button like everybody else? No, thank you. It's not how I get down. But guys, listen, I'm going to try to get everybody on. This is the thing that I would love. At least get to know who these people are. Then you get to make a real accurate choice. You won't get in blind anymore. You'll be able to figure out, you know what? I heard him on Mike's show or heard her on Mike's show, and I like this candidate. And that's all I'm out for. I want to bring you every single one of the candidates. So Democrats, Republicans, school board members, if you are running for anything, even if it's a governor or whatever it is, I don't care. If you're running for something, come on the show. I want to interview you. And I think the people of your town deserve to hear from you because we never do. And it's absolutely unacceptable. Thank you guys very much. Remember, this show is brought to you by, check me out right there, Calder's Masonry. If you have any outdoor needs, outdoor living needs, custom pizza ovens, fire pits, outdoor living of any kind, kitchens, patios, driveways, give me a call, 732-606-2418. Once again, that's Calder's Masonry. That's what pays for all of this. Because this is, once again, this is volunteer. Talk about volunteer. This is some serious volunteer work, but I love every single one of you guys. I do this because I love it, because I want us to have the absolute best place to live that we possibly can. I really do appreciate every single one of you that has sent me messages, supported me, especially in Manchester, come up to me, shook my hand, gave me like just some of the most incredible treatment. I've never experienced that in my life. And it's all because of you guys. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you guys being with me. And I usually say the Caltrop is out. If you are looking for, for a fun night, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m., I discuss, more nationwide politics and other things like that. So if you're doing nothing, check me out on the Caltrop. But as for the Brick Breakdown, we are out. Thank you very much. Later.